I want to record stuff. There, I'm recording stuff now. And look, there's crap all over. God. See, like we tell the boy, trying to take the out, usually making it harder.
Actually, just made it harder on you.
Well, because you messed it up.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay, sure. Didn't mess it up.
No.
Liar.
I am not.
It was your
I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, because it would have prevented you from having to take an extra second to undo the Velcro. Now that the mouse situation is done and I can actually start the damn show with the intro video, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Daily Cup of Genre, the LRMonline.com and LRM's Genreverse podcast network's daily show talking about everything from geek and pop culture entertainment news. Sponsored by Grow Generation, where the pros do go to grow. LRMonline.com, LRM's YouTube channel, Transition, damn it. And I already mentioned the podcast network, wherever you guys get your podcasts from. Please do follow, subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. Why don't you pull yourself a little bit more like that? There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, I'm Kyle Malone, and this is my wife and co-host Christine Malone. What's up, babe?
Hi. Not much.
Oh man, finally got started. We had a semi day off yesterday. However, what I did yesterday will be part of today's show. Interview with Sean Dillingham. Very funny guy. A lot of interesting conversations. Gives his opinion on a few things. He's been filming a lot, doing commercials, TV things, a movie with like Lindsay Lohan, and was even on Rust. So he gave some opinions on traveling during the pandemic. Talks a bit about we talk more about like when it comes to Rust. We talked more like what happens when projects have something bad and the project itself might not get finished. What's it like having worked on something to see that work get shelved? So yeah, it's a fun conversation as well. We talk about anime and our kids and things like that. So I hope you guys check it out. There's links to his website and information on what he's got going on below or in the write-up if you're on lrmonline.com reading that stuff. But man, we finished up The Great, and it was pretty great.
Loved it.
I could, without, it's kind of hard. Like, if you know history, if you know like the real history of Catherine the Great, you can see certain true things that they're using through this. But I don't really want to spoil much because it diverses or diverts. There's the word. It diverts from history very, very quickly. But this season ends on a cliffhanger of sorts. We don't know. Kind of have a feeling that a certain someone knows what another certain someone was doing, but they didn't quite react. So it's almost like, could they play it off like they stumbled upon that scene? You know what I'm saying there at the very end? How do you feel about this second season compared to last season where we're left off with the coup and stuff?
I really enjoyed it. But, there's so much that's going on, and this is definitely spoiler free. There's a lot going on this season with the way Catherine is as far as like stress.
She's also pregnant.
Yeah, there's pregnancy hormones. There's the loss of Leo, and so there's just it's chaos for her brain, and so there's some issues.
A lot
with that.
more sadness, and
yeah,
a lot more darkness in this season, I think.
But it was awesome.
It was. I hope everyone will take a chance if you're looking for something different, something that's not an existing IP, other than the fact that It's based on historical figures. If you're interested in finding something new, check out the great Nicholas Hoult and Elle Fanning are just amazing in it. The lady that plays Elizabeth is great. Imagine all of the gross sexual stuff from Game of Thrones, but with more clothes on more often, and
it's hard to take that crap off.
Yeah, exactly, and set in the 18th century. So it's cool, fun. Nicholas Hoult. This is my favorite project he's done, and it almost makes me want to see him get another shot at something like Marvel, not necessarily as Beast, because I think the Fox properties have some god awful baggage, but I don't know. What do you think about him? Because he kind of got stiffed doing Beast in the first class, first with the Jennifer Lawrence X-Men.
Yeah.
What could you see him coming back to Marvel as maybe another character?
I'd love that. He's a great actor.
You know who I thought he could actually be, because he plays an asshole so well. Think about Marvel characters that you haven't seen on screen with the MCU yet, who everyone is always calling an asshole. Like, that asshole. I can't believe that asshole did this, did that. On the X teams.
Oh, Gambit?
No. Gambit's not an asshole. Gambit's fucking king. Goddamn, you watch your fucking mouth. No, who's the asshole?
Yeah, because I was like, I don't think that would be good.
Summers. Cyclops is the asshole. I know you don't read the books as much as I did, but Scott, despite some good choices, a lot of people see him as like a dick in the comics, and they write him like that quite a bit, and they tried to play that off a bit with the early 2000s films with Hugh Jackman and whatnot, but they just kind of made him a bully jerk, like the bully boyfriend. Oh, how dare you look at my Jean Grey type thing. Yeah. So I think if they were actually going to go with the guy that is like, no, this is the choice that must be made, and I'm making it because I'm the leader type dick, I think he could do that.
Okay, yeah, because I know that you really like Gambit. That's why I picked it. I was like, I don't see it.
I already told you who I want to play Gambit.
Who was that?
The guy that is he's the in that Anna Green Gables show you were watching. The dude.
Oh, the guy who played Gilbert.
No. The fucking the black dude that's with him.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name. I'd have to look it up, but yeah.
Canadian actor. I can't remember his name right now, but he plays God, what nationality was he from originally? I think it was like Trinidad. Yeah, I think that's what he was. So it's not that difficult to see him being able to make a hop, skip, and a jump to a Cajun accent.
Yeah.
And a lot of the like bloopers stuff and a lot of the things with him and Gilbert was Anne's like love interest towards the end, right? Okay. That guy and him and Gilbert's like exchanges made me believe that he could do Gambit. Yeah. And so when you find his name, he is my choice for Gambit. See, now it would have actually been nice to have the keyboard because we could have looked it up and put it on the big
yeah,
screen.
But you didn't want it.
I didn't want it. What's his name? What's his name?
Oh, shame on you. Where are you at? Dalmar Abuzid, the guy who played Sebastian.
That's the.
I thought you were looking for the actor, so I was like,
Bash.
Don't know.
That's his
Sebastian.
name. Yeah. Let me bring up the Chrome sidebar. Oh, we're out of focus now.
Shame on you. Look what you did.
I know, and it's still. This is why podcasting was. Come on,
focus, dude.
I'm putting in shit. I don't know what to fucking do with this thing. All right. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, now that we're ends here now. We're ends here now. Now that we're back, boom. This guy, Dalmar Abuzid, he I think could play he could play.
Click on the picture and
he could play.
show that handsome face.
He could play Gambit.
Yeah,
he could get that accent. He's got comedy chops. He's got what I guess I don't know if the kids still call it swagger, but he's got that. Yeah, man, I do, and I wasn't I'm not like a Anne of Green Gables reader or anything like that. I only saw episodes with you every now and then when you were watching it. But I really enjoyed his characters and interactions. He's funny, a bit of a smart ass, and I think he could pull it off. So
yeah. So if you're watching anyone who is going to pick up that project, keep him in mind.
Yeah, definitely check out and look at some of the like blooper reels that you can find on YouTube from that show. It's pretty funny. I guess we could go ahead and talk a little bit about some news, some things that happened over Monday, from Monday through today, if you will. And before we get to Sean's interview, there's been a rumor MODOK is going to appear in Quantumania. I don't know why I opened it up in a new window, but we have from the direct. Fairly reliable source. According to the direct sources, MODOK will be introduced in the MCU in a major role in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. MODOK's rumored presence in the sequel has yet to be confirmed by Marvel Studios. The outlet also said, although Jim Carrey was previously rumored to take on the villain role in the MCU, the direct can confirm the actor is not playing MODOK. Bullet dodged, Christine?
Yes. As soon as you said Jim Carrey, no.
Why is that? I mean, he did have some good movies.
Yes,
Fire Marshal Bill on what you call it?
But I don't think that's a good fit. Well, to be honest, I'm kind of not really interested in seeing MODOK. I mean, look at that face.
Well, there's two ways to do them, okay? Yeah. One is you take him very seriously. He's kind of like they do in the video game Marvel's Avengers, which you haven't been watching much because it's not that great of a fucking game, but it killed some time. But they play him more serious. They tone down the head at first and show him to be kind of like disfigured and things like that. But he's not a joke, right? Or you use him as a joke. Think of. I was kind of thinking about Jim Carrey's performance as Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog, and outside of the dance scene, which in and of itself fit his character, but I felt it went on too long, especially when he starts skiing and stuff. But I love that movie, guys. Don't get me wrong. I think Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the best video game movies out there, and but I thought he did good actually.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm wondering if he kind of approached MODOK with that Robotnik mentality, but with Feige and not Paul Rudd, the director of Ant-Man. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Who directed Ant-Man and
Sorry.
Man, because he also did the couple episodes of The Mandalorian, and the name is on the tip of my tongue, and I can't get it. Peyton Reed, thank God. Okay. Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed, Feige could wrangle Carrey in, and if he could channel that real, true mad scientist, but a little less on the funny side, I think he could have done it. Who could you see doing a MODOK though? You know, it's going to be a lot of CGI and voice work, so it could be pretty much anyone, big, small, doesn't matter. Race and ethnicity wouldn't matter. Would you want to go with something that you're going to take more serious, or would you want to go with someone more like a Robotnik and play it up for some dangerous laughs, if you will?
I don't know. Because I honestly don't want to see MODOK. I don't. I just...
What if it's just a small part? Like not a major role. Like he's gonna be there.
I don't know who would I would want him. I don't know what actor I would want.
Because then they're gonna get a bigger role later. Is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, but I don't know. So you tell me. Because I'm sure you've got something.
Bill Hader, because he could do voices quite easily.
Okay.
He did the voice of Alpha 5 and in the last Power Rangers movie. He's done a lot of different projects. If you look him up, you'll recognize
I know
him.
who he is.
Okay, I didn't know if you recognize the name or not.
I got his face in my head right now.
There you go.
It's all good.
Bill Hader, simply because of the voice ability and comedy ability. But if I was going to go with more serious,
I guess you got nothing.
No.
Oh, you got something?
You know what? Because I think he might be able to do the tortured soul type MODOK, if you would, which really shouldn't necessarily happen. Maybe Ty Sheridan. He played Cyclops in the other X-Men movies, Ready Player One.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think he could potentially play the guy that, is going down a path that leads to him becoming a MODOK that's more serious.
Okay.
I don't know. No.
Yeah.
Better than you did.
True. I had nothing.
Let's take a quick word from our sponsors. Oh, well, before we do that, let us know who you guys would like to see MODOK, who you would like to see MODOK played by in the comments below, and then also let us know, what version of him would you like to see? Something more serious, something more human, or maybe all, for laughs or something like that. But, GrowGen, take it away, guys.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. For all of your cultivation needs, Grow Generation has the right products, service and staff to make your grow successful. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
All right, thank you guys.
Switch it.
Yeah, kind of. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring the episode. And we're going to go ahead and run into Sean Dillingham. Christine, unfortunately, wasn't able to join yesterday, but she will be here on the other side of it once he comes back. So, yeah, Kyle and Sean, take it away. Sean Dillingham, ladies and gentlemen, got over 93 credits on his IMDb page. However, his wonderful email does like to break them down into some things like 115 plus commercials, which you told me you were doing a couple more. So you got to update that, or is that your updated number?
Yeah, it's I'm about 125 now.
There you go. There you go. Over 60 films, 22 national television series. Believe it or not, guys, quite the resume out there, including some big shows in like Yellowstone, the upcoming MacGruber revival. Sort of, is that a good word?
Yeah, they like to take about 10 years between productions.
You got something going on with a Lindsay Lohan movie, which I saw was announced. Things in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think I mentioned Yellowstone. And the movie Rust, which of course has been in the media for a lot of reasons recently. But welcome to the Daily Cup of Genre. Sean, I appreciate you being here, man.
Thanks, man. I love all your action figures and Dante and everything back there. My son would be freaking out.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I am quite the anime fan. It might not focus. It does that bokeh thing that all the YouTubers love, but yeah, man, that's cool.
I've learned all about it. My son is into Dante and Attack on Titan and Attack of the Titans. Is that what it is?
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I mean all of it.
Big one.
I've learned all of it. I mean, anime to me was Godzilla and Speed Racer and Battle of the Planets, and now it's
oh my God, Gatchaman! Thank you, Hugh. Yes, see, that's kind of where I got my start. My dad was a big fan of the old Toho Godzilla films, and I don't remember because he was in the army, and I don't remember if I was in Germany watching AFN Speed Racer, or if it happened once we got back. But that was before I even knew what anime was. But then Battle of the Planets, Robotech, Voltron, and I was hooked. So now my room looks like this.
Same as me. I was a kid, and I was big into Godzilla, Speed Racer, and collecting Micronauts. Micronauts were my thing.
I remember those. I didn't quite get into them, but man, that's just. I even have a question about things about modern classics. We'll have to get to that, but it's crazy to think about just the sheer amount of IP, especially from the 70s through the early 90s that just created the Gen X and the what they call geriatric millennials, those born before 485, they just have this wealth of stuff. And what's it kind of like seeing that? I guess I could kind of get into that question, man, because my wife and I, unfortunately, my co-host isn't with me today, but we had just talked about kind of like how it feels. Gen Z doesn't have like their Sandlot movie. They don't have their Goonies movie. And not saying that they don't, but I mean, you've got quite a bit of experience in the industry. How do you feel about reaching back to the past so much and maybe not paying attention to the present so much?
Well, just it's sad, it's a generation that just lacks visionaries. I think, we had growing up in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. I don't think, well, maybe not the 90s, but I don't think our generations had so many handcuffs on them. We were open to more things, political views, cartoons, cultures, and now it's everybody's so handcuffed. You can't say this, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't say this. That I think people are afraid to have a vision or push boundaries. You know what I mean? I
could see that.
I don't know. It's sad. It's very concerning, because every generation before was always like, I want to leave this world a better place to the next generation. And now people are like, I don't know if I want to leave it to this next generation. I really don't.
You mentioned your son. I'm a dad as well. My son is 8, and it's been fun to of course introduce them to things like the classic Ninja Turtles, real Ghostbusters cartoon, as well as the original two films. We saw Afterlife, which he was more into than I was, but just kind of dealing with that outside of anime, which just pumps out a whole bunch of stuff every year anyways. I was thinking, man, everything that he likes, despite us trying to get him into newer things, it's all this stuff that I liked and I loved. And like I said, it's not trying to pigeonhole him. Like, we got Cartoon Network access and all sorts of new things. What's it like being a dad and seeing your kid consume media?
As long as it's the right stuff, I love it. I've always been a fan of movies and magic, anime. So I'm all for it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of CGI. I think if it's done sort of like a spice when cooking, if you use it just enough, but if the whole movie is CGI, then I'm like, That's what I appreciated when he and I watched the live action version of Attack on Titan. It was, you see the actors, just made into giants, and I loved it. I was shocked at how violent it was when I first watched it, but I appreciate that. And maybe that's what the younger generation sees and appreciates, is like the new Ghostbusters. They used a lot of
practical,
real animatronics and things. And when I watched it, I was like, oh, I'm so glad they did that. It's so, I was not a fan of what they did to the new Star Wars series. When I was just like, everything was CGI. I'm like, come on, man, this is This is overkill. I mean, why even use actors at this point?
The prequels were atrocious for that. We people could go on and on about the merits or cons to the sequel trilogy, but I did give Abrams credit in episode 7 for the amount of practical sets and effects they did have compared to the prequels. But
my son freaked out because he loves Star Wars as well, and I just got to work with J.J. Abrams on a TV show, so that was kind of. He was like, "What?"
Which show was that, or can you say? Is it something?
It's a new one coming out for HBO called Duster. And, it's got Josh Holloway in it as well. So funny, when I was all wrapped up shooting, J.J. Abrams is standing there with his famous, head of hair and glasses, and I was like, I can't work with him, and there's no way I cannot get a picture,
right?
Just for dad merit alone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was talking to Josh Holloway, and I said, I'm getting ready to leave. Can I get a picture with you guys? And he said, sure. So I'm standing there like this next to him, and Josh Holloway's in the middle, and J.J. Abrams slides in, and he's got a black hoodie on and a mask on. And Josh Holloway goes, Jesus, J.J., take that shit off. You look like a ninja. Nobody's got to know who you are.
Nice, man.
Oh, you see these eyes looking through this, hoodie and mask.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's also got to be a weird thing talking about filming like recently. During we can't really say post pandemic, but we could say post vaccine. I guess is the era we're in now.
Yeah, still in the fight. Still in the fight. I just I got COVID 2 weeks ago.
Wow, I'm glad that you apparently are doing good, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was so strange because I'll tell you what happened with me. And I was feeling a little, I guess, under the weather. I thought, man, my allergies are really bothering me. And I went and I got tested positive. My wife, my 2 sons, my other son, my daughter-in-law, and then my grandson, all in 1 week. Whoosh. And it's a very strange virus, because days 1 and 2 I never got a cough. I just kept walking around going like clearing my throat.
Mm-hmm.
Days 3, 4, and 5, the sweats and the chills, which are wonderful. I'm sitting under a blanket, just dumping sweat, and then I get out from underneath the blanket and I'm like so I run back to the blanket. And days 6 and 7, little dizziness, nausea, diarrhea for 1 day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so strange because normally you get sick and it's like stuffy head, fever, achy, runny nose all the time, everything. This was like one symptom and then done. Another symptom, then done. And I was like, this is the weirdest illness ever. And fully vaccinated too, all of us.
I was as well. My wife had been making a decision on which to get when I too felt I had some allergy issues, and then my son got what we thought was a cold. So I was like, okay, we both kind of got a sucky cold. And then about 3 days, 4 days into it, my wife just nosedived, but she recovered. It took her about three weeks to get up to somewhat normal physically, and about 6 to 8 weeks to kind of get the fog cleared out. But glad to hear your family making it through. Hopefully you guys all have a good recovery. But I kind of got to touch on that. You're doing this work, like, so you take precautions, mask, there's rules, vaccinated. However, you're one of those lucky, so to speak, we'll say, lucky ones that where you get the opportunity to travel and even paid to travel via work. What's it like getting out there and exposed to different parts of the country or the continent, if you've managed to go to Canada for anything like that? What are you experiencing with your other cast and crew, man?
Well, everybody's cautious doing this production because right now I'm up in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
This marks my 28th COVID test, and everybody, I don't know. I think you can only take so many precautions, you know. Eventually it's like you're cautious on a film set, you're cautious at wardrobe, you're cautious during makeup, you're social distancing. And then what you don't realize is that earlier that week you happened to go to Target for 10 minutes. Yeah. And it could have been that. Or you had to go to the ATM at the bank and there was 3 other people there, and you just don't know. You don't know. I will say this. I'm glad either way I got the vaccine, which from everything I understand, and I think the misconception is people think, oh, if you get the vaccine, you're good. And it's like, no, it's a vaccine. It's not a cure. It's not a cure. It's helps minimize the symptoms so that you're not hospitalized. I just saw a story where there's a UFC fighter, Diego Sanchez, and any of those UFC guys, you know, they're in amazing shape.
Yeah.
And he was a big anti-vaxxer, and he got COVID. And oh, look at that, huh? Look at that.
Yeah, yeah, I know, no, right? After my time in the Army, that helped me lose weight.
And so, and he was feeling sick, and it got worse and worse. And finally, a couple of days ago, they hospitalized him. They said, yeah, this is not, you're not getting better, man. And now everybody's like, you got to get the vaccine. It's not a cure, but it will help at least minimize your symptoms so that you don't die.
Colloquially, not colloquially, what's the word I was looking for? Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there. I was saying that's similar to what I experienced. I was vaccinated, thought it was just a rough cold. My wife was the one in bed all day long for days on end. But
yeah, so working around the country, everybody's taking the same protocols. Everybody's, let's get tested and keep a mask on and social distance, and you gotta be as smart as you can. But it's one of those things where I think if you get it, it's going to be when you least expect it. When you're like, hey, I'm just going to run to the store real quick and grab such and such, and then that's all it takes. That's all it takes, man.
Absolutely. You got the MacGruber revival coming up. That's a deep cut. One of those things that I had kind of mentioned earlier about so many revivals, reboots, and whatnot. I've started getting to the point where I'm like, if we're gonna reach back into time, go for that deeper cut. And this isn't too far back in time. Saturday Night Live skit, 2004 movie, and then the new gig. Yeah. What's it kind of like seeing a deep cut IP like that, or a deeper cut SNL skit getting a fresh light on it again? Is that more exciting than dragging the 80s out again?
I think so. Yeah, there's a lot of creative people that came out of Saturday Night Live, and my experience working on it, which I think it comes out this week, this Wednesday, it's coming out. Okay. Everybody was super fun, super nice. Kristen Wiig was, that was a little intimidating to meet her, but
very fun, very funny lady.
I always find myself in these situations where I think you psych yourself out more than when the reality hits. It's never as bad as you built it up to be. When I did Better Call Saul, and I jumped in the transportation van. Well, first of all, it started at breakfast. I'm in line at the omelet bar, and they must have had 100 ingredients laid out, and I'm standing in line behind a guy, and I turn around and I look to the guy behind me, and I was like, I wanted to just be friendly and go, hey, it looks pretty good, and it's the actor that plays Mike Ehrmantraut. So I turn around and I go, hey, it looks pretty good. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. And he was like, yeah, it looks pretty good, man. And then I get in the transportation van to go shoot, and the actor that plays Howard, Better Call Saul's, Saul Goodman's boss, is in the back seat. Mm-hmm. And so I just slide in the front seat in front of him, and he tells the driver, hang on a second, Bob's coming. And then Bob Odenkirk jumps in the front seat, and I'm sandwiched between these two guys thinking, how the hell did I get here? What is going on? And then I did MacGruber, and same thing. I get in the transportation van, and it's me and Ryan Phillippe driving there, just talking about, kids. And I'm just like, and like an idiot, I'm thinking, oh, this guy looks familiar. Where do I know him from? And then I get on
Oh,
set,
man.
and he and I are joking, and I do a Chris Farley impression, and
Mm.
he kept telling me, do Farley during this set, do during this take, do Chris Farley. And Kristen Wiig was so nice and kept saying to me in between takes, they were like, okay, we're going to do it again. And she kept saying, you're so funny. You're so funny. And I'm like, God, somebody tell me you're filming this. Please, somebody.
Wow. That's
So
great.
they're all super nice. When I did Rust, my greatest fear was I really like Alec Baldwin as an actor.
Mhm.
From going back to She's Having a Baby, all the way up through
Beetlejuice.
Glengarry Glen Ross, The Edge,
Mhm.
all his films. And all I thought was, oh, please don't be an asshole. Please don't be an asshole. And he couldn't have been sweeter. And I think that maybe he just wanted to sign on to be an actor, not on magazine covers. And he wants his privacy. I mean, the first day of filming, we're standing there in Santa Fe in this old West town, and we're getting ready to shoot a scene. And all of a sudden, this car drives down the street, and everybody was like, what the hell is this? Who the hell is driving in? And the window drops down, and it's Alec. And he's like, hey, are you guys making a movie? Can I park here? Is that okay? So it was, he was super sweet, super funny, nice, really nice guy.
Yeah. I don't want to bring up any specifics about the incident with that, but it does present an opportunity to ask this question. In my more immature days, I used to root for movies I didn't like to fail, and then I grew up and realized there's a whole lot of other people besides this one actor, writer, or director that's angered the geek in me, and it's not great to see movies fail. So I'm always hoping movies do well, because people are pouring their heart and soul into these things.
Sure.
What is it kind of like for you guys on the inside, knowing, regardless what happens with the rest of the movie or the people involved, that a lot of work is now in danger of not being seen? And this isn't the only film or production to have, a black cloud cast over it.
Sure.
What's that kind of like on the inside, if you don't mind?
I don't know. What happened was tragic. It was terrible. Joel, I met him, and we got together before I started filming, and had a director's meeting, and Helena was there. The director of photography, cinematographer was in there, and she was 5'0", built like Tinkerbell, tiny lady. He's even smaller, and they were all super nice. And I don't know. It was a tragedy all the way around, but it was also an accident.
Mm-hmm.
It was an accident, and I would like to see the film get finished. I don't know if they ever will. I could see them maybe finishing it and dedicating it to her. Maybe her vision was, something they want to complete for her. So I don't know. They were
Tough one. Sorry.
they were working on The Crow, and that
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Lee's killing happened, I think a week before they were supposed to wrap. And they were like, well, or maybe even longer, maybe a month. And they had a stand-in
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of his scenes because he was in wardrobe and makeup. So
Yep.
I don't know. I'd like to see it get finished. It's a great script and a great story. And, I thought that when I read it, what a great story. And it's so pivotal in Westerns too, because people just think with a Western, oh, you just get an old West town, some horses, and you got a movie. And I'm like, no, because I've even done some of those, and no. But this was a really good script, a really good story. So I don't know. I don't know by the time that I was done how much they had filmed of the movie. So
Yeah,
we'll see. It's horrible all the way around. That when the accident happened during Twilight Zone, the movie,
right.
There's so many things that have to happen now before they even think about finishing that movie. They have an investigation to finish and lawsuits to address, and I don't know. It's it's very easy after the fact. Everybody's coming out and talking about, well, he should have done this and he should have checked that. And I'm like, you know, I don't know if you've ever worked on a movie, and this is to everyone, but everybody has a job. I've actually been yelled at on movies because somebody's like, hey, can we move that light? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll move it. And people are like, don't do that. That is not your job, man. That's my job. And if you're doing my job, you know what you just did? You just rendered me useless. So let me do my job. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm getting paid for. And everybody has a job on a movie set. Everybody. There's somebody there that dresses you, somebody that feeds you, somebody that puts your clothes on for you, somebody, everything. And your job as the actor is to do two things: show up and be pretty and know your lines. And that's it. If somebody hands me something and they're like, okay, Sean, you're going to hold this and you're going to do that. I had a firearm on and they handed it to me and put it in my holster. And there I'm like, okay, I got it. You know, there's somebody that is in charge of everything. And it's real easy to start pointing fingers and saying after the fact, I would have done this, I would have done that. Well, you know, sure, it's really easy after the fact to go, yeah, that car accident, man, I would have been going slower. Well, oh, sure, okay, after the fact. I don't know, man. I have no answers. I think it was a tragedy, and I think a lot of people should shut up about it and let the people investigate it.
Yeah. And that's kind of like I said, from the outside, whenever you see or whenever I see a production getting in trouble, it's like, man, there's a lot of people that are involved in that, like you said.
Yes.
So I hope for the best that everyone's hard work does get to be appreciated in some form or fashion. So,
absolutely.
To wrap it up on a slightly higher note, since this will be on our LRM YouTube channel, the Genreverse Podcast Network posts our videos up there as well. YouTube is a modern version of something you were on a long time ago, America's Funniest People. You were finalist on that?
Yeah, I was one of them.
That has got to be kind of weird to have seen the origin of video memes, home videos, all the way now through YouTube, and having kids. I'm sure you've seen the prank phase of YouTube and all the crazy stuff. What's that kind of been like for you consuming that entertainment, being part of that world at the beginning of it, man?
It's amazing how much the videos have taken off and all the different platforms, not only YouTube. TikTok is now huge, and it's amazing, you know, how the medium has just absolutely exploded. I didn't know if, you know, back then it was going to go anywhere, but hell, I mean, you look back then, it's like, I don't even know if we had cell phones back then. There was no cell phones, there was no social media. So to be on a show like that at that time was, you know, they had come to town. I was doing some stand-up at the time and ran through a litany of props that I used. And next thing I knew, I got a phone call, and I was just like, you want me to do what on what? And I don't know. Maybe I've been lucky in that sense. All the shows that I've been on, even back then, through Yellowstone and Better Call, all these shows, I've never, other than being on them before that, I never watched them. And that's probably a good thing, because I've never gone into it intimidated. And nobody's ever been a jerk. They've all been nice, super, super nice people. So it's strange to see how many people still use the format. There's a show on MTV that,
I know which rewind something to 2.0. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's got the guy that did skating and I know. He's ridiculous. I think
he's using the same format. Tosh.0. It's all the same format. You know, we're going to show these videos, you know, accidental mishaps or whatever, and the same thing happens on YouTube. Same thing happens on TikTok. I've been contacted by a couple of different platforms to be involved and they're basically trying to utilize the same thing. Oh, we have an idea for a social media, a streaming app that we're going to do this and that. And it's just basically the same thing. We'll find funny videos and then you host it.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about some of it is it's launched several careers via social media, and it's cool to see people getting access to so much more entertainment, and also being able to make it into the entertainment sphere themselves in ways that you and I could never have dreamed of growing up. So
I mean, Daniel Tosh's career exploded because of that.
Mm-hmm.
He got that format. He was seen on television. He had a couple good seasons, and it blew up his career.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Sean, do you want to plug anything coming up very, very specifically before we let you go?
I don't know. MacGruber's coming out in a week. Check that out. This movie I'm working on with Lindsay Lohan it's cool. It's a very small cast. I'm lucky to have been one of the cast, and it's a great part. It's a funny part. The only thing that sucks is it doesn't come out for a year. It's not coming out till next Christmas season. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah, I really like to promote early, and you'll recognize me then, because I'm taking this Civil War general beard off as soon as I'm done. I don't normally keep this long.
Okay.
But I started growing it in August, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm finished.
I keep convincing myself to keep mine.
I know you and I look like, if anybody was tuning in right now, it's like, welcome to the Racist Channel. We're going to be talking about Southern pride and.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Sean, for being on the Daily Cup of Genre, LRM Online YouTube channel, and LRM's Genreverse Podcast Network. It's been great talking to you. You have a great day, man.
You too. Be well, and love all the anime and the Ghostbusters.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Have a good one. Thanks, Sean, so much again for being on the show, and everyone, please do check out his information down below. Keep an eye out on the projects that we mentioned in the interview, and that was a lot of fun. I guess we could go back to the news. That's kind of like the thing that we're supposed to do on the Daily Cup of Genre, but we're only going to talk a short story now to end it up, because Sean and I did talk for a bit, and that was fun. I want to talk a bit about Rogue Squadron, but I know that's not like your field. So guys, Cam, I'm guessing, is the one that wrote this. Yep, Cam wrote that. Cam and I will definitely be talking Rogue Squadron and the Patty Jenkins going into the producer role over at Cleopatra to free up time for Wonder Woman and Rogue Squadron, apparently. But here's something that you and I can definitely talk about. Rumor for a while now is that we might see Djarin, the Mandalorian, in the Book of Boba Fett.
Cool.
There's even been rumors. There was, I can't remember all the specifics. You guys have to go back and watch some episodes of the Cantina, but there were some rumors that literally, like, at one time, between a few volume, the stagecraft there at Pinewood, and a few location shots, that we might have seen characters from Mandalorian, from Andor and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett. Literally all were revolving around these places at the same time. Now it could be they're filming for things together. You'd be like, oh well, what would Obi-Wan have to do with Mandalorian? Maybe not, but could Obi-Wan have characters that lead into Andor? Is there someone from Andor and Obi-Wan? Or is there someone that is alive now in this time period that gets touched on their story? They're just touching the characters character gets touched. Anyways, that's what I'm saying. So there were a lot of rumors about who could end up where, and what it all could have been is, we got 10 minutes, we were here anyways, let's film something, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But we know we're going to see Boba Fett carrying forward. It's not just going to be past stuff. So the idea of Din showing up is kind of there, and we know now he's got the dark saber. He's supposed to be, King of Mandalore or whatever, or able to go take the throne. What do you think about Din being in Boba Fett?
I'd like that. Get some time. Just not like a whole bunch, but get him to come in a couple moments or whatever. I don't know. But
do you want to see Fett come be a part of the Mandalorian more? Like, I'm guessing no one knows, but we're guessing that we're going to see movement to take Mandalore, rebuild the planet. That's what Bo-Katan wants to do. Din isn't necessarily beholden to it, but you could see where he's a man of honor, duty. He might get a sense of duty to do that. Duty. Fett is not. He's always telling, I'm not a Mandalorian, but this is my armor. Yada yada yada. I don't know, because I want Fett to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
And him
kind of
helping
in the gray
out
area a little bit, like where it's not like Palpatine, but it's like he's kind of bad.
Yeah. What if Din gets hired to take out Boba?
Oh God, that's gonna be interesting.
That could. I wonder if that's it. Like, he's like, I gotta take a job and takes it like sight unseen. They're like, you'll know your target when you see them, and there it is, Boba Fett. I wonder.
Another no puck moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, but at that point, it's like you would just, have that already. Like it wouldn't be like a surprise.
Well, unless
maybe
they were trying to get him to do it after knowing he helped Fett out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just trying to think of a few cool things that they could potentially do. Ooh, excuse me. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we'll let that wrap up for you guys. Actually, let me read what Temuera Morrison had to say when asked about Din. He said, "I can't say anything." Apparently, he was grinning when he said it. But we have some wonderful, colorful things to look forward to. I don't want to say too much about it because we're all going to go on this journey together, and every little bit of information is pretty precious now.
Cool.
So yeah, like I said, there were some rumors about filming and time, and yeah, we'll have to see. Anyways, shorter episode from us today. Today, you guys got Sean and myself to fill in a little extra time, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do this again tomorrow. Thursday and Tuesdays and Thursdays are tough, but we're gonna figure something out. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you're subscribed to the LRM YouTube channel, following on your favorite podcast app, the Genreverse Podcast Network, and leave some comments, reviews, thumbs up, down. You guys might not be able to see how many thumbs down there are, but we'll take the hate clicks, especially if you leave a comment and tell us what we're doing wrong or what we could do better. That'd be nice. Or just, fuck you, Kyle, your opinion sucks. I know it does. It's fine. I mean, Christine.
That's a little bit of information,
Yeah.
Instead of just like a thumbs down, it's like, you suck, Kyle. And it's like, okay. Now we know who you're mad at.
Yeah. I can't do anything about that, but you guys can find me at that Kyle Malone on Twitter if you want to yell at more. LRM_exclusive on Twitter for the website, and at the Genreverse on Twitter. Christine,
you find me at Adorable Doom.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully. Bye.
Yeah.